Coach Fisher, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mike. How are you doing, buddy?
We're doing good, man. First day of spring football practice yesterday. How'd it go?
Oh, pretty good. Guys were anxious to get out there. We had a lot of young guys out there for the first time that had to get their feet wet, but it was a good, solid day. We had a lot of work to do, but it was a good, solid day.
Coach, this is now E.J. Manuel's team. Obviously, he's been behind Christian Ponder for a few years now. Can you notice a difference in him? Does he act any differently, and does he need to act any differently?
No, he doesn't really, because that's one of the things I told him. I said, there's nothing magical about this. You're prepared for this. Keep doing the things that you do and carry yourself in the right way. But, there was a difference. I mean, as far as the kids all know it's his team, and they looked at him that way, and then I was very pleased with the way he performed and carried himself, because I told him, you don't need to be fake or try to do anything spectacular that thinking that every play that you have to throw a touchdown. Just play the game, be a leader, carry yourself in the right way, and have the right intentions for everything you do, and that's what he did yesterday.
Coach, EJ's talent level compared to Christian Ponder, I mean, he's every bit as athletic. Can you just talk about that and where he ranks athletically with Christian Ponder?
EJ's a big guy. I mean, he's 6'5", 235, 237, stays in that range right there. Can really run. I mean, and very unique for a big guy, and he has a lot of quickness and change of direction for a big, tall guy with a lot of suddenness. I mean, can really run. Has really developed himself as a passer. Really liked the touch and the things he's done with his hands and his mechanics in throwing. Very pleased with that. And he can throw the ball down the field. He can dunk, he can dink it underneath and have good touch throws. And then he has the ability to win with his legs when he has to. And I think that in today's time, those legs are what separates a lot of quarterbacks. And not just playing runs, but just the ability to keep a play alive, scramble, make a throw, scramble for a first down, those types of things.
Coach Jimbo Fisher, head coach at Florida State. Coach, when you took over as the head coach last year, obviously you were very organized. You had a plan. You even worked on the nutrition of your athletes. What about from year one to year two? Have you tweaked anything? Have you learned anything that maybe you need to do differently, even though you did have a great first year?
Well, I think you always learn, and you evaluate yourself and what you did well and things that are going very well that you may tweak and turn for a little bit of, as I say, keeping up with what's going on the next year and the improvements. But and then look at some things that you thought you didn't do quite as well in your program. But for the most part, the base foundation of it will stay very similar. We'll just we'll try to you make that's a little like with a play. You may add a little nuance to it, or with nutrition, you may learn a little something in the off season that you didn't know in the past. Whatever in the weight room the same way. We'll gradually tweak and turn and try to stay on top of the most common modern things that are out there. But for the most part, the foundation will stay the same.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you would even know this or have an opinion on this. We were just discussing Urban Meyer. Do you think he'll ever coach again?
I don't know Urban well enough to know that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it probably wouldn't shock me either way. I mean, I really wouldn't. I mean, he may go on and do a great job as an announcer and feel very comfortable with that and be able to be with his family and do that, or he may get the itch again. I mean, and he was very successful and was such a great coach that it would not shock me to see him coach again. But I don't know Urban well enough to answer that question probably.
Do football coaches fill out NCAA tournament brackets?
No.
No?
No, we didn't. And all years ago, because everybody's always putting in $1. Used to put in $1 or whatever you did, and you can't do that anymore. That's a violation, and so I don't know. We didn't do it this year. Sometimes you do it for fun, but we didn't do that.
Coach, I think you can put in $1. You just can't do like Rick Neuheisel put in $5,000.
No, I don't. They said all of it's gambling, I believe, so it kind of mixed that out. But, he didn't do that. As you say that, it's just peculiar that, you just didn't do it for the fun of it anyway.
Coach, you ever think about bringing basketball coach Leonard Hamilton over to talk to your team about defense? That defense he has is unbelievable.
They really are. We're very athletic. We're long, play extremely hard. Do a great job of helping, and it shows you that contest everything, and we cause a lot of problems. And then the other day we shot the ball extremely well and did well. I was very pleased for them because I think they've had a great year, and the last 3 or 4 years, they've done very well in the ACC. I believe we're number 2 probably over winning percentage if you look over the last, I don't know how many years in the ACC. Believe it, a lot of people don't know that, but I think Larry's doing an outstanding job.
Hey, Coach Fisher, how good a basketball player were you in high school? Weren't you all state or something?
Yeah, in the state of West Virginia, yeah, we played basketball there. It was pretty fun. It was some, that's the thing we were talking about the other day. Somebody was talking about, how the kids come out early, and then why are they doing that? I said, back in our time, when you took a picture of the football team, and in turn, that could have been the basketball team and the baseball team. Everybody played all 3 sports. I mean, that's just the way it was. Now that doesn't happen. Kids specialize so much. That's why I think a lot of people say, how can so many kids come out early? They don't play a lot of multiple sports like they used to years ago. We were. That's just what you did. You went from sport to sport to sport.
What was your basketball highlight in high school?
I don't know. We had a pretty solid team. I think we were 15-7 or 6 or something my senior year. I think we were. I mean, scored. Played point guard. It was fun. I enjoyed basketball. I really did. It was football and baseball are probably my 2 favorite sports as far as that. But basketball was enjoyable. It was a good sport.
Couple other football questions, Coach. Obviously, offensive line is always a key to any team's success. Yours is sort of in flux, though, heading into spring drills, isn't it?
Yeah, it is from the point. If you had both tackles back, we would be in great shape. Our 2 offensive tackles, our 2 starting tackles are out for spring injuries, which they'll all be fine in the fall and be fully healthy here by probably another month and a half or so. But it's something we have to go through, but it's going to be a chance to work some young guys at tackle and develop some depth. And we got to develop a new center and a new guard inside, and some more we're at there. But guys did a pretty good job of that yesterday.
Coach, one of the big stories in college football right now is Jim Tressel in Ohio State. I'm just wondering, if you found out your players were breaking NCAA rules, would you know who to report it to?
Well, I mean, you have to. You have to immediately get it into your AD and your compliance people and then let them handle it. But I don't know the circumstances that truly go on with Jim and that story. I've kept up with it, but I really haven't. And, that's something for Jim in Ohio State. But, yeah, I mean, you do. I mean, as far as you have to take it straight to your AD and you have to take it straight to your compliance folks. Coach,
3 fairly new coaches. You are the dean of Big 3 coaches in the state of Florida right now, believe it or not. But 3 new coaches in the state right now, 3 young type of go-getters. Is there going to be more competition and rivalry among the Big 3 than ever before?
I don't know, because, I mean, those rivalries that have always been there for a long period of time, and I think that's what makes them such great rivalries is the tradition of every school and history that each school has. I don't know if you can ever say, because, I mean, during the times in the 90s when, Florida State and Florida Miami were all dominant teams and all battling for national championships. I don't know if you could say any more. I mean, I think there'll be a lot of hunger now for where school's trying to establish itself. But, the history of this thing is that, none of the schools really get that much of an advantage on the other ones. I mean, they have their little runs, but that's just kind of the way it goes when everybody's at full strength because there's so many players in the state of Florida. That's what makes this state so unique that everybody's going to have players, and if you coach them pretty well and have a good run, stay healthy, and do that, you're going to win some games. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a battle. There's no doubt about it.
Coach Jimbo Fisher, the coach of Florida State. Last question, Coach. You've been sort of an advocate of trying to get that Florida game moved to early in the season. Any movement on that? Because I think it's a great idea.
No, we really haven't, because we really haven't had pushed it. I know Will's he's just not getting his feet established down there and not wanting to worry about those things. And we're just talking about in the future. I mean, I think with the timing of the game, and I think it is great. I mean, our tradition, the rivalry, and all that. But with just being a non-conference game, it makes it very tough on both schools, and you have to go play a conference championship the next week. But we'll see. But there's nothing that's starting any chain of trying to move that game right now for sure.
Have you used the Fisher Muschamp Beach House since football season?
No, I haven't.
Huh?
No, I haven't. No, I actually haven't. I've been too busy doing other things.
He is Jimbo Fisher, the highly successful first-year coach at Florida State University. Spring practice began in Tallahassee Monday, and I'm sure Coach Fisher will have his troops ready to go once the season begins. Thanks, Coach Fisher.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, buddy.